Friday, April 15th, 2011 update video. So this was my zero, aka, less than 20 grams of carbs per day week. Week went super well in the beginning. I was just, I was pissing like 5-6 times a day. I definitely got rid of all that water really quick. And after maybe 3 days, I was down from, I was up to like 316.2, which was a bloated, water-filled 316.2, down to like 308.6, 309 flat within like 3 or 4 days. I've been stuck there since, though, despite being carb-free and working out pretty hard. No cardio, but lifting weights and carb-free. I was using the keto sticks. I was into strong ketosis. Cats being assholes. I was into strong ketosis, which I know that because the stick I was peeing on turned deep purple. I was in strict ketosis for 1 day. The rest of the time, it took me about 2-3 days to fully get into ketosis. But then since, I've only been showing a trace of ketones in my urine for whatever reason. I haven't made any adjustments to my diet, but I've heard that a big whack of protein or an especially hard workout can knock you out of ketosis because your body will create essentially sugar from nothing, gluconeogenesis, because it feels like it needs to. So maybe that knocked me out of ketosis. What I'm going to do experimenting this upcoming week is, right now I'm like 309.6, a bit irritated at that stagnation. So having looked back at when I was making the most progress, and it's funny because I made a video back earlier in 2010 called Cheat Meals Be Damned, because at that point I was only losing 3 to 4 pounds per week. Some weeks 6 and 7, but mostly I was averaging, between 2.5 and 4.5 pounds per week. And what I was doing is I was essentially no carb 6 days, and then 1 day I had a cheat day or cheat meal. So, this week I'll try today. Today was payday. I'll have a real decent cheat meal. I'll try not to turn it into an entire day, but I'll get some pizza and something sweet, and then go back, and I really will go back no carb tomorrow and see if that doesn't elicit some, some further emptying, some further reduction in body fat, some further shedding of water. Is it called gastric emptying? Is it called carb cycling? There's some actual legit strategy to having 1 day per week when you have a cheat, and I'm not sure I fully buy into it, but again, looking back at my history of my weight loss, that's when I was making the most consistent progress, was when I was having one cheat meal day per week. So this week, cheat meal today, 6 days following this, no carbs, and let's see what happens next Friday morning when I'm done with work. If I'm still 309, then obviously it's not working. Even if I'm 308 and change, it's probably not working. But if I'm indeed down to the low 3s again, then this is something I will gladly stick with. With regards to the challenge, I've pretty much given up on the walking portion. It's just a conscious, lazy decision. I'm working, 50 hours a week, 6 days a week. But that's no excuse. I've had plenty of time, with the exception of 1 day per week, when typically I work and then I'm called in the next day and I only have a few hours off in between. With the exception of that 1 day, which is Sunday, I can easily take the time to go for a 2-mile walk. I just simply haven't, because I'm fucking pathetic. That's all there is to it. So, it is feasible. The cat's meowing for some reason. It's feasible that I could play catch up, but I've only walked 4 miles. So I have, 48 miles to walk in 15 days? It's possible, but honestly, I'm probably just not going to do it because I'm lazy. The weights, I'm also behind, but not nearly as much. It's not that I've given up on that at all. I'm actually enjoying that. I'm enjoying getting back into the swing of things. But I've been keeping busy with other activities, with other types of workouts, to the point where it would be irresponsible of me to do that as well as move 16,000 pounds per day. So the, part of my brain that understands that overtraining is bad and can lead to injury and exhaustion, it says, well, you worked out hard this morning, maybe you shouldn't go and bench squat and deadlift tonight. So, but I'm fairly confident I will meet that challenge, even if it takes a couple double sessions towards the end of the month. But that's going pretty well. And obviously the diet the past week has been perfect. 0 slip-ups. I've covered that pretty sufficiently though. So, cheat day today, tomorrow, the next 6 days, no carbs. I haven't re-weighed the cat, so I don't know what his progress is. He's still quite fucking fat. I measured the diameter of him at one specific spot, so I'll know how to measure that consistently. And he was 25 inches around, so I'll measure him again in a couple of days and see if he's lost any. But as of now, both of these guys are still on a 50-50 mix of the old food and the new food, just because I'm not going to waste the old food that I had. So it's going to be a slow transition period into grain-free, but his grain consumption has been seriously reduced, and I let him outside every day for a couple of hours, which he loves. So cat should also be losing some weight here pretty soon. Anyways, that's all for now. Next video may detail my experience and my opinion of a low-carb, primarily a low-carb diet versus paleo. And so if I decide to take the time to produce that video, then you'll see that next week, or maybe before that. If not, you'll get a regular update on Friday. But that's all for now. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and until next time.